Good evening. This is Richard Feller, and welcome to another episode of In the Moment, CallingtonCastle.com 3. Tonight we're going to be continuing our reading in the book of My Father's Business, a book that was written 30 years ago, another one of the precursor books to Callington Castle. One in the Callington Castle series. And what I'm going to be sharing with you is continuing on in the chapter 2 called Jesus, My Son. And the name of the book is, again, My Father's Business, Building Relationships. And the premise of this book in the beginning was for me to do a Jesus in the first person singular, taking you on an adventure and following along with him as he guides his disciples on the road. And somehow God orchestrated it for all the Gospels to be shuffled together into one cohesive gospel. That would be Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And this is what I'm going to be continuing with you tonight as I share from Jesus, My Son, chapter 2, in My Father's Business. And we're going to pick it up and welcome along with me as I take this journey with you. Okay. The next day I saw John there with 2 of his disciples. When they saw me passing by, he said, "Look, the Lamb of God." When they heard him say this, they began following me. When they persisted, I asked them what they wanted, and quizzically they replied, "Teacher, where are you staying?" "Come," I told them, "and you will see." I saw their hunger for understanding and was glad they followed after me to search me out. Then, at the 10th hour, my eternal nature became recognized. Andrew, who was one of the 2, went off and told his brother Simon, "We found the Messiah." Andrew brought Simon Peter to me. I looked at him and said, "You are Simon, son of John. You will be called Cephas." I promise you I will wipe away every tear that you will bear for me and take you to a kingdom I've prepared. I tell you, it will be a place where a relationship with our Father is fully restored, the way it was meant to be from the beginning, where a child's needs will never get ignored. It will be a safe place forevermore. I must live the truth as I am the truth. For my Father made me, who has been no sin, to be a sin offering for you, so that in me you might become the righteousness of God and know him. Carrying out my Father's will, which is to ask for my help, restores you to him. And this is where I get my love for sight. My manner of being produces the way of life for you to follow. The next day, upon leaving Galilee, I came upon Philip, who was searching for me, and I told him, "Follow me." Philip went straightway and found Nathanael and told him, "We have found the one whom Moses wrote about in the law, and about who the prophets also wrote, Jesus of Nazareth, the son of Joseph." "Nazareth? Can anything good come from there?" asked Nathanael. "Come and see," Philip told him. I saw Nathanael approaching and said, "Here is a true Israelite, in whom there is nothing false." "How do you know me?" Nathanael replied. "I saw you while you were still under the fig tree, before Philip called you." Hmm. Then Nathanael declared to me, "Rabbi, you are the Son of God. You are the King of Israel." "You believe because I told you I saw you under the fig tree? You shall see greater than this. In fact, you shall see heaven open and the angels of God ascending and descending on the Son of Man." My light shines in the darkness, the deepest, darkest ooze of decay, which can be found among the hearts of men. I anoint and set my seal of ownership on them by putting my correct spirit in their hearts as a deposit, guaranteeing what is to come. I come to teach you how to love one another. Love reaches out to all, and to all who receive my love become the children of God. I only do what I see my Father do, and teach all men to do the same. I am alone, and yet I am not alone. All is dark except for the light I see coming forth from my Father. He fills me, and we are bound together to seek and to save the lost souls of men by our grace. We've called you to our eternal glory. Know me, and after you have suffered a little while, I'll reveal myself to establish where you belong. I am greatly moved and restore with actions of truth and love the sufferings of many who have the sickness of disorder. Indeed, in your hearts you felt the sentence of death, but this happened that you might not rely on yourself, but on God who raises the dead. On the third day, I met my mother at a wedding feast with my disciples. While we were there, she approached me. "Jesus, They have no more wine. Dear woman, why do you involve me? My time has not come. Yet she knew my heart and the compassion I'd have once I sized up the situation and entered into it. The embarrassment it would cause for the host. My mother's faith persisted. She said to the servants, "Do whatever he tells you." I noticed nearby stood 6 stone water jars, the kind used for ceremonial washing. Each held 20 to 30 gallons. By grace, it had become time to start my ministry in public. I spoke with the servants and told them to fill the jars with water. So they filled them to the brim. I then told them to draw some out and take it to the master of the banquet feast, which they promptly did. When the master of the feast tried some, he proclaimed to the bridegroom, "Everyone brings out the choice wine first, and then the cheaper wine after the guests have had too much to drink. But you have saved the best till now." The servants knew right away that the water had been turned to wine. This was the first time I revealed my glory, and my disciples put their faith in me. Okay, this has been Richard Feller reading to you from My Father's Business, Building Relationships, from Chapter 2, Jesus My Son. And we're going to pick this up next week at 10:30 p.m. and continue on reading till we get through the chapter. And then we'll see what other things that the Lord will have impressed upon me to share with you. I have lots of wonderful things coming up that I could share with you, where I'll be getting back to diagrams again. And it's been my pleasure to share with you tonight. Thank you for joining me here. And just like in the title, CallingtonCastle.com, if you go there, you will see I have a website that explains all about me and what I'm about. And I cordially invite everyone who's watching to visit. I have some great blog articles there, and they will bless you. And it's about 60 in total. It's enough there for a book in itself. And it's my pleasure to share what the Lord has shared with me, because I like to encourage everyone to grow in fellowshipping with the Lord as I have done, and be blessed. Thank you again for joining me. This has been Richard Feller, and I wish you peace and love, and hopefully I was able to share a little joy with you tonight that you could take with you throughout the week. Blessings.